Oh, you're still here? No, yeah. This is where there's some future stuff that went on. Let's just say it's not on my phone anymore. So I'll just recap what I did. So this is sort of breaking the barriers, but this editor, January 1st, 2026, Nathaniel, bringing to you live of what I believe I did and trying to also do like a early ranker, I guess, from that day, from whatever I felt. So I lost the footage of actually doing, I think, like a playtest of the game with. No, I don't think we did that. And I'm looking at our thing on Discord. This is a Thursday, and it was a projects day, so it was in the morning at 10 a.m. And what I noted down in the announcements is that there would be the team photos, which I'll put. It's so weird. It's backwards for me. Fine. I'll just do it. Sorry. I'll just like this way. Here are the photos. Cool. Took some time out of that. We did that. Then I think we did a gameplay. They showed off gameplay, and I filmed all that, but that's gone. And you'll know why later on. Um, so done. That was the footage that was lost. The next two videos are going to be lost as well. I think no, it's 22nd and 23rd are also lost. So I gotta estimate what happened there. Um, but I think overall, what would I do the ranker for this day? I also did VFX. You'll see the VFX later. But what would I rank today for this day? Um, I would say it was probably like a solid like B. I don't know. It felt like it feels like a B as I look at the stuff and I'm trying to revive. And the thing I learned on Wednesday is that it's great. I don't remember what I learned on this day, but what I can say is editing these videos. This is like a check on me now because I stopped filming now on my. Oh, that's why it's a new phone. Um, of my daily vlogs is that it feels like I'm post production of like a TV series. You know, like you do the filming the year before, which is like my month that I took a weird hiatus, and then now I'm just like doing post production editing. I was like, wow, that's great. That's normal. So yeah, enjoy the VFX. That is it. Enjoy seeing me more in case if I forget any footage. But the big thing is that we had to swap phones, and then I had to transfer videos, and then I didn't transfer all the videos successfully. It seemed like so. That's why.
But I'm sure he'll be back in a second. I think we can get started though. So VFX Reels. So this whole class is going to be about how to edit together a VFX reel. And that's why we're taking this class from home, because I have After Effects on my home computer and I love After Effects, except it doesn't love me and it doesn't like to sign in to other computers, such as the one in Gibran. So I tried to sign into that one on Monday and it just said no, and I wasn't going to deal with it. So I think it's better just to have this one at home so that I know that when we get to actually doing the demo, I have the software I need. So, um, going into this, this is Rappy Chang. Um, I don't think they have. Yeah, they don't have a any actual audio for this. Yeah, go ahead and throw callouts in the team chat. We'll talk about it. I really like the good point with the laser pointer because now it shows everything. But I really like the way that they're showing the contact bar. I know exactly who to reach out to if I like what I see. That's a really nice touch. Showing the organization, interesting take. Not necessarily a bad thing, but also maybe not necessarily worth it. It really depends. I think right now he's wasting time, whereas he could be like showing off more of this stuff because there's a lot of really cool things in his reel, or their reel. So I don't like that there's no audio at all. It feels scary. I appreciate the 3 frames per second the creator intended. I can see each keyframe. Team quality. Yeah, team's quality with buffering videos is going to be an interesting challenge. I don't think this video needed to be 2 minutes and 16 seconds. It probably could have been 1 minute. There's a lot of fluff in it that I think could have been cut down. But in general, it's pretty good. So, class schedule. Today is the demo reel assembly. You have nothing due. Yeah, the library reference reads more like a well-organized Pinterest board rather than a tool they programmed. Yes, I agree. I agree entirely. That's a good way to put it. I do think if they showed a little bit of the programming side of it, then maybe it'd be a bit more useful as a tech artist, but I didn't see anything of the programming side of it. So, yeah. Today is the demo reel. I'm going to go through, show you how I would set up a demo reel. I think there'll probably be a little bit of time at the end for people to work on their own, get feedback if you have it. Next week is Thanksgiving. There is no class. I will post, however, I'm going to put together a video about how to do a decal, and I will post that decal on to the Teams chat on Thursday. Just so that you guys have access to it. I remember I said I was going to do show you how to attach normals to a decal. There's a couple ways we can do it. The best way is to just have a normal for said decal, and making the decal originally in Houdini seems to be the move, because you can export out the normal directly from Houdini. Huge plus. I'll talk about it then. But I will post a video about that on Thursday. Probably won't be a long one, but just so that you have access to it. The week after is going to be interviewing. You have to have a demo reel for that week, so December 4th. Yeah, and then December 4th is our last class. The following Monday is finals week. That's going to be in Gibran. Yeah, following Monday at 6 o'clock, Monday the 8th. If there's any conflicts or any issues, please let me know. It's going to be very similar to the last one. I think this might be the only time that we get both the VFX1 and the VFX2 class together, so I'm really interested to see how that goes. All right, moving on. VFX Reels. So, why editing matters? Recruiters are going to decide if they want to keep watching in the first 10 seconds. Super important. If their logo is still the only thing they see 6 seconds in, they're going to turn it off. Good edits are going to amplify good shots. Bad edits are going to ruin your best work. So editing really does matter a lot. It's also going to determine the pace, clarity, and the narrative of your reel. So the golden rule is 5 to 20 seconds per effect. If it's less than 5 seconds, it's not worth being put in there, right? If it's more than 20 seconds, there needs to be stages to the effect, right? So, for example, something where maybe you have one of those over-the-top Genshin Impact attacks where it's like 6 different stages, like or Final Fantasy, where they take a sword and then they light the sword on fire and then they shoot the fire into the sky and it creates a star and then the stars explode and then somehow you summon a horse and all that other fun stuff. It just kind of goes crazy, right? If you have stages to it and it goes over 20 seconds, you're fine. If it's just a looping flag, you can cut it at 10, right? Probably 6, honestly. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Cut to the beat. So use music with a clear rhythm. Cut a frame before try to cut like a frame before the beat. Now, a good thing with music, clear rhythm, you're gonna hear like a clap or like a wood knocking against wood or something, right? You'll see that in the waveform, and you'll be able to cut to that exactly, right? Now you don't have to cut to every beat. Do it with just when you do have to cut, try to match it to a beat so it isn't just like in the middle of nothing. And remember to credit the song at the end. That one's often overlooked. It's more of a courtesy. I haven't heard of anything where somebody didn't get credited and went after the original real owner. But it is more of a courtesy thing, and the recruiter is going to see that and appreciate it, right? They're going to see that. They're going to be like, okay, this person didn't make their own music. That's obvious. That makes sense. They're not a musician. That's fine. Just make sure to credit them. So here's an example of what I was talking about with that cut to the beat. You can see these little spikes in the waveform. This is where you want to cut to, wherever these spikes are, right? That said, you also have to make sure that your effect is the main thing that stands out from your reel. If the first thing they say about your reel was cool music, you did something wrong, right? Don't use copyrighted music. Like I said, I haven't heard of anybody going after effects reels because they don't exactly make money. It's more about showing off your own effects. And using copyrighted music usually it draws from you, from your effects, and it also opens you up to, well, technically it says that you're using this music, yada yada yada. Whole lawsuit thing, just not worth it. And beware of cheese. You do want to cut to the beats, but you're not making a music video. So if you have like, if you find something that's copyright free and you have like somebody's like explosion and then like an actual explosion, it's going to take them out of it, right? Just make sure if there's lyrics in your video, make sure those lyrics aren't super, super, super cheesy. In general, it's better to just stick with instrumentals. It's safer. I'm not going to say no instrumental or no lyrics, but play with fire at your own risk. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do when you're planning your reel, you want to write down all of the effects that you have access to. So on the right, you can see that I have the effects. I have where the effect was made and the type of effect it is. This is shorthand for me, for my own notes. So I know what Forza VAT RA1 means. It means Road America, but it doesn't matter to you, right? Keep a timeline of where your effects are going to go. Keep it done in pencil so that adjustments can be done if needed. And for this is just a plan, just an initial plan to make sure that you have enough footage at the end, right? In general, you want to plan to fill it to the brim 0 to 60, but realistically, there's going to be like 5 seconds of maybe three to 4 seconds of like beginner, like here's the reel. Then it ends with like, make sure to give it a good, I don't know, 10 seconds at the end where your card is just up there and legible. I ended up uploading an unlisted video to YouTube just because of the file size and got straightforward warning. It seems to be kosher. Copyright holder dependent. You uploaded, so Leo, what is this? You uploaded an unlisted video to YouTube. What was the video of? Was there like copyright music in it? A rough reel with copyright music. Gotcha. Yeah. Um, so like I said, it's playing with fire at your own risk. Same thing with the lyrics. In general, it's better to steer away from copyright music. Um, yeah, no. Yeah. So I also know there's a thing with YouTube where there are companies that will, even if it's not actually officially the copyright company, anytime there's even a sniff of copyright music, you open yourself up to spam bots. There's a thing where spam bots detect copyright music. It's a scam where they will flag copyright music and pretend to be the copyright music owner, and then flag your reel and take it down based on that. It's just not worth the risk, right? Because that is a scam bot. They don't even actually represent the copyright owner at all, but they will still go after different people because they can extort them into being like, hey, you want your reel back? Give me $50, right? Um, it's not worth it, right? So going back to where we were here, keep a timeline of where your effects are done in pencil so that you can erase them and move them around as needed. Planning your reel. So this part actually takes a while to put together. Gather all the necessary logos in the software used beforehand and any proprietary things you might need to show. Working at Microsoft, I need to put Microsoft Studios on anything that was done at Microsoft. It has to be on the frame. I know this. So if there's a frame without this on here, I open myself up to Microsoft. I'm not recording. Thank you, Sasha. God damn it. Last class for a recording and I messed it up. Okay. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Class schedule. Why editing matters. It's important. Keep everything 5 to 20 seconds. Keep everything 5 to 20 seconds. Cut everything to a beat. Cut everything to a beat. Plan your reel. And then here we are. So give yourself time to do this. Actually getting these logos together is a pain in the butt. Making sure that they are the same logo because there's like 6 different types. Adobe comes out with a new logo every year. And having them be slightly different logos bothers me. So I'm sure it will bother somebody else as well. Give yourself time to do this. Finding these high quality logos is kind of a pain in the butt. It'll take a good, I think this took me like 2-3 hours to actually put this together. Just because a lot of the times I'll find like, oh, I found the Photoshop logo, but this one is 2040 by 2040. And on Brave, it looks pretty big, but then I pull it into Photoshop or After Effects, and it's fuzzy as hell. And then you drop it next to the Premiere logo, and the Premiere logo is like crystal. Make sure that you get good, high quality logos for everything. Decide on a color theme and keep to those colors consistently throughout. So for this one, I did the my favorite that blue and pink, blue and purple. Get logos on a transparent background, and get both light and dark versions of all of them. So this is a really nice touch. Make sure that you have anything that's black and white. Make sure you have a light and a dark version in case you need to slap that on a background and you're not sure if it's going to be white or black. While you have it in Photoshop anyway, removing the background, now's a good time to just make 2 of them. Cool. Sketch out your composition. So you do want to do a quick little basic sketch out of where everything in your composition is going to go. Sketch for both the main view and any work in progress. So you have to remember your work in progress is going to be a lot of the times 1920 by 1080p. And that aspect ratio you have to account for, right? So I have something like this will work. There's 1,000 different ways to do this, but main display here, work in progress 1, work in progress 2, content bar. And the reason we want to make sure that we have this sketched out is because you want to make sure if you do this, you have both a work in progress 1 and a work in progress 2, right? If you just do this main display and then you only have work in progress 2, there's going to have a big black space up here and it's not going to look very good. Okay. While you're in After Effects, organize the clips on your left hand into folders. Do this immediately. These get out of hand very quickly, so that'll be up here. Have a folder for compositions. So actually, as you make more compositions, how do I put compositions are essentially smaller folders that act as files. It'll make a little bit more sense when we're in After Effects, but having a separate folder just for compositions is really good, so that way you can keep them separated from all your other clips. They will just get like, if you don't do any of this, they'll all just get dropped in and there's no rhyme or reason. Make sure the audio has been turned off for all the extra clips except the music. A lot of the times you'll end up capturing like whatever you were listening to that day by accident when you captured the footage. So yeah, here's a zoomed in version of what the folders will look like. These are really handy hotkeys. So we've got L to bring up the audio track, L again to bring up the waveform. You guys good? Sasha, David? Okay. I saw David like. Okay. Control-Shift-D is going to cut a clip really quickly for you. T is going to bring up the opacity. P brings up the position. Holding Shift snaps to the timeline. And then there's a key. I don't know why that's broken on this PowerPoint, but there is a key that'll let you set a keyframe. That's how we're going to set keyframes going forward. It'll make more sense when we're in. So any questions about the planning, anything like that? Okay, cool. So before I jump too far into the actual lecture of the letter demo of the planning, I'm going to bring you through my editing. Nice. All right, let's watch it. Hold on. So one thing you might notice while you're watching it, what is happening? Why? God. Selecting down here, you can change the size of the screen. So right now it's set to 50, which might be okay. Fit up to 100% is going to fill it to 100%. That's a nice little touch. You might see a little bit of stuttering. You might see a little bit of like stagnant in the editing view. I noticed that I still have the background up. I can go back in, just delete me. Let's see that again. Cool. Okay, aside from the music that makes me want to put needles in my ears, I think the editing is pretty solid. Yeah. Any questions about the editing before I move on to how to export? I like that Sasha just casually glances off screen and then turns back, smiles, and says no. All right. So, super easy way to do this: file, export. You can add it, send it to media encoder. That's usually not a bad idea. It's safe. David's fault for being funny. File to render queue also works. I've noticed that sometimes media encoder is weird. Sometimes it's fantastic and it can export out like 30 things at once, which is amazing. And then other times it gets to 100 and then stalls after 4 hours, and then it cuts off, and it's great. So both ways are dicey, but they are the only ways we have. So here we go to File, send to render queue, and we can render it right out of After Effects, which is totally fine. I'm going to go to the desktop, editing, and you can see here it's going to export out an MP4, the beautiful, best file type by far. I'm going to file, save. Click here. We shouldn't have to change anything here. By default, it's going to export out an MP4 that's got pretty good settings to begin with. RGB colors, millions of colors, pre-multiplied is fine. All of this is good. Click OK. Click render. And it's going to go through the entire thing. So these After Effects is really good at rendering out anything that is under, say, 7 minutes. Anything over 7 minutes, I would start bringing it into Premiere. Premiere just works better with larger footage. Movies are edited in Premiere. Scenes and shots are edited in After Effects. That's usually like, how do I put this? It's like using a spoon to dig a hole for a house, like the foundations of a house. After Effects, really, really good spoon. Maybe not the best tool if you're trying to build a house, right? Yeah, and while this is doing its thing, you really don't want to touch it. If it crashes, you're just done. Speaking of, we probably should have saved before this. And we hear that sound, we're good to go. So one more thing, if I go back here, you can see there's that green line that's right here. The spoon in question. That's solid. You can see this green line that's right here. That means that it is cached and it's going to play smoothly. If you ever don't see that green line, it means the computer has to think about what's coming next, and it might start to break. Clearing your cache sometimes helps. Sometimes, for some reason, turning off the entire computer, going to bed, coming back tomorrow fixes it as well. Not sure why. But yeah, now if we go back to here, I go to my editing, and it is right here. All right, I'm never listening to this stupid song again. That is awful. That is atrocious. Jesus, I'm actually going to delete it. I don't even care that it's about to break all my references. Life is better. Okay. So, yeah, next week, everybody should have, not next week is Thanksgiving. The week after, everyone should have a crack at their effects reel and have that with you in class for your final. Any questions, comments, concerns? Should have a crack. Yes, have one single crack at it. Yep. Okay. Cool. I actually don't have too much left for you guys. I want to make sure that we went through all of this, and I wasn't sure how long After Effects was going to take, so I wanted to budget a full class for this guy, and I'm glad I did, because I feel like this could have ended up going much longer, especially if the After Effects didn't want to cache. So, yeah, if there's nothing left, I'm gonna give you this time back so that you guys can work on your finals. And this was the last lecture. This was it. Next week is next class is gonna be a final for portfolio review, and then we're done. So yeah, finish strong. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. Yeah, you're all dismissed. We're all good. I'll be the last one to hang off, but you guys are good. Cheers.